we've learned a lot about magic and rituals and all that fun jazz. And I want to demystify a lot of that because we've been really trying to get to the foundational root of what is actually going on with all of that. Like, okay, you called on a god, whatever, right? Like, maybe that's a real thing. I don't know. But what I have found is that your mind is very powerful and beyond just your mind. But what we are made up of is very powerful, as Sean likes to say, synchronicity generators. And what I was actually thinking about this earlier is that manifestation is nothing more than being able to transmute. So whenever you talk about ritual or prayer or meditation or however it is that you're trying to manifest, maybe you're just throwing out good vibes, but it all starts with intention. So whatever you have to set your intention first. Obviously, like every direction needs an intention. And so
Yeah.
you need to set your intention. All right, well, I want to set the intention to be wealthy one day, for example. A lot of people like that. And who wouldn't? But
Right.
so let's say somebody sets the intention to be wealthy. And so then they do a ritual or they go into meditation and really try and crystallize it, or they'll throw it up to God and, send a prayer up, however you go about that. But you have to take that first step of intention. That's the most important thing that any of us can do. Without intention, you have no direction whatsoever. You're not going to know when an opportunity is going to arise. So by setting that intention, you are now opening yourself up to the ability of perceiving whatever it is that you're trying to manifest whenever the time comes, right? So I like to think that manifestation can't happen without transmutation. So think about it like this. Let's say you're trying to manifest some money and something happens to you that maybe gives you reason to pause. Maybe something strangely, like almost out of left field, starts to happen. And I feel like all of these things are almost tiny little quizzes, like little tests. It's almost
Mm.
like the universe saying, all right, how bad do you want this? Because if you want it really bad, then you should be able to get past this and see through, the garbage that I'm throwing at you, everything that I'm going to try and throw you off the trail, right? So maybe some people would call them demons. I don't know. But I think that once you can get beyond that, now anything that happens to you, you are seeing it as another opportunity in order to manifest. So instead of somebody saying, "Oh, well, you're never going to be wealthy." Let's say somebody says that to you. You're never going to be wealthy, Justin. You're always going to be a broke ass bitch your rest of your entire life. And I know you and I know you better than you know you. You're never going to make any kind of money. Knock on wood. I don't mean that. But
Right.
let's say somebody says that. Well, now you are faced with two options about what you're going to do with that information internally. Are you going to allow it to disturb you, and are you going to allow it to be a suggestion to your inner self or your higher self and really take that in as absolute truth? Or are you going to say, I see that. And I'm going to take all the energy that you're giving me, I'm going to transmute it. And so I'm not going to get all down in the dumps. I'm not going to get, pissed or frustrated or depressed or whatever, right? You're then going to transmute it. And by transmuting it, you just got over that first quiz. And I think that by initiating the first quiz and getting through the first quiz, it only adds more fuel to the fire of manifestation.
Hmm.
That's something I've
Yep.
been
Yeah.
working on anyway.
Yeah. That sounds legit to me. Yeah. Like, a lot of things were popping in my head while you were talking about that. I was thinking about like going through like a spiritual journey too. Like a lot of it is doing that inner work and that inner healing, and a lot of it is like you said, transmuting or just doing like that inner alchemy of turning those negative experiences into positive ones. So maybe, yeah, once you get better at doing that, like once you go through your awakening and you learn how to process these like traumatic heavy things that have happened to you, then manifests in other things just becomes easier because it's not such a stressful thing that you're going through. It's like, oh, someone said something negative. I can take the energy and turn it into a positive.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you've
and I
already done
really
it you've already done it before, and so these obstacles that look very similar to the one that you just got past, you're gonna be
Mm,
like Jonathan said, "Oh, I see you,"
yeah,
and be able to just hop right over that bad boy.
yeah.
dude, I mean, and we've always kind of been with we've always loved the coexist bumper sticker because I think that each, spirituality, religion, whatever your perspective of reality, it kind of all needs to come together. And I
Mm,
would say that transmutation sounds a lot harder only looking through one lens. It's only whenever you combine them from unlikely sources. I mean, I'm talking about combining essentially magic and Hinduism here for a second. So my one of my favorite gurus, Sadhguru, I got to give a lot of credit to him. He's kind of how I got into a lot of this anyway. Just really curious about everything that he's had to say, and just being able to be aware of your own true inner self. And one of the things that he said that I thought was the coolest thing that maybe he's ever said was that he goes, I don't allow anybody to make me feel anything. I
mm,
don't care. Like, you're not going to love me more than I can love myself. You're not going to hate me more than I can hate myself. Because whenever you're relying on constant dopamine hits, and you're so awesome and you're so brave and you're so this and you're so that, and just blowing your head up, it almost starts to get away from you. And converse on the other side, somebody's talking, all that crap on you, and somebody can really bring you down and put you down in the dumps and all that kind of stuff. But one thing that I found out is that every single time somebody says anything to you, it is nothing more than a contract for you to sign. Right.
mm,
I mean, every single thing that anybody says, it is a contract. And there are two things that are going on. Let's say, Sean, I say, you are the most handsome
Mhm,
man I've ever seen in my entire life. I
mm,
have never seen a more beautiful specimen of a piece of human meat than you, sir.
mm.
And now that could
I
really go to your
appreciate
head.
that. I appreciate that. Yeah.
That could really go to your head. But first, it has to go through the filter that is you. And that filter that is you has to either accept that information or deny that information. Or you can just let it go through you, almost like just observing thoughts. You don't let it affect you, but you're there to become aware of it, kind of thing. And so that's the point is that every feeling and every emotion that you come in contact with that is outside of you, it is all a negotiation. You can either accept it and really take it in, or you can say, that doesn't belong to me. Not to throw it back to our homeboy Optimistic Banks, but he said, if I don't accept the hate, then who does it belong to? And just beautiful. I just love all of this because it really it gives you the individual all the power that you need.